Kenji. I think there was already one. No? I thought there was one out. Yeah, okay. Gonna go ahead and speed that along into the bases, but there are fewer batteries and there are Valkyries, and Estrella is the least scared boy in the history of scared boys.
Welcome back to the Alpha XP stream. I'm Xenodactyl. We should be on the way with Antis versus Vindicta momentarily. However, Vindicta stepped away for a quick restroom break, so he should be back in like a minute or two, and then they'll do vetoes and we'll be underway. Oopsies. What happened? Okay. There's that. That's rolling. Antis is there, so won't miss anyone. I am going to get something to drink while we're waiting for Vindicta. Oh, Vindicta's back. Well, while they do vetoes. Oh, this is not what I'm... There we go. Alrighty. Where are we? I think they're doing vetoes. So we should be getting a game invite soonish. Anyway, you are watching the Alpha X Christmas MVP Cup, and we are loading into Triton. Let me double check. Is this a best of 1 or best of 3? I think it is best of 1. Yes, this is a best of 1. So we have Starkiller watching. Is Starkiller wanting to join the Discord? I don't know. Well, in any case, he's playing the winner of this, so it's good for him to observe, especially if he has to play Vindicta. In any case, spawning in the bottom right has the red Terran. It is Vindicta. And in the upper left as the blue Zerg, it is Antis. So apparently, Starkiller doesn't agree with this map selection for Antis. I think he's feeling that the tank positioning here or here with these narrow chokes might be very obnoxious. I think... what can this reach? I guess your Marines can go in and out and hit the gas, but in any case, I'm not sure what else he doesn't like about the map. It is a little bit awkward getting from the third to the natural. So, just some possibilities that he might be concerned with. In any case, so far, we have a fairly normal start. Don't see anything out of the ordinary. Sixlings are gonna come out. Oh. No, this was a quick pull. It wasn't... It wasn't the fastest pull, but it was like maybe 16 pull? So Reaper will have to stay at home to deal with the Lings. But the map is not that long, and I think he realized that the SCV saw the quick Lings, so he decided to turn his Lings around instead of letting them get picked off by the Reaper. Reaper is still at home, so while this didn't stall the CC like he was hoping for, at the very least, it means Terran will be low on scouting information for the early mid-game. Scan might have to be burned, but that's not the end of the world. He's gonna take his third. With no Reaper here, there's no need to hide the drone. That dance that we often see at the third base is circumvented. And yeah, the game is just going to progress in a standard fashion. Starport is 2/3 done. Ling speed is likewise. And yeah, just pretty calm opener in spite of the you could almost call it a safety pool, really. I think in some senses this is Antis giving a nod to the potential of proxy Raxes on this map. And just like playing very safe and putting on some pressure with his less economic opener. Two Hellions and the Reaper are looking to deny creep tumors, but the Queens are in position to prevent that. Overlord died, I think? Yeah. Hellions rotating over to the top side, and the creep tumor completes, so again, not gonna find anything. Liberator is moving up the right-hand lane as the we're looking at possible tank production. And heading to the natural, I think? Oh no, still going to the third. Just being extra safe. Hellions are now gonna run into the natural as that Liberator is at the third to distract. Some drones are already falling. And oh, maybe the Liberator spots on this map are... I don't know. Alright, Hellions are now in the main, and 14 drones have fallen thus far. I think this is a pretty decent start for Antis, or sorry, Vindicta. Actually, this is game-ending damage for just a handful of Hellions and one Liberator. The Liberator hasn't even been cleaned up yet. No, it's gonna get out. Oh, well, not if it stalls in what is not dead space. Queens have excellent range. Okay then. Well, with 26 drones falling, I don't really see how Antis is going to get back into this game. There's a tank on the high ground, so his roaches are not going to find much purchase. It doesn't cover, say, a Nidus, but I don't even like the idea of a Nidus realistically as a means to get back in. The Liberator is still here, so that's a pin for the Queen. And the third is gonna land. Another tank is out front, so I don't think this can be routed very easily. I mean, some Lings might be able to get themselves a couple of SCVs. And one, and that's it. Okay, so not even a couple, just one. Oh! No, just one. Okay then. This looks pretty well locked down, and another push coming out from Vindicta. He's gonna bring his 2 siege tanks and maybe 16 or so Marines. And I mean, I mean, these Lings can counterattack, sure, but the reinforcements are rallied to the third. It's a tall order for these roaches. They have a lot of work to do, and this is all he has. There's no Lings to flank, so Vindicta will take the game. Yeah, just a really strong initial damage from the Liberator and the Hellion run-by. Good two-prong, kind of made it very hard. So yeah, then we saw that tank push up that corridor, narrow space, and I guess Starkiller will veto that map. Since he said he didn't, he couldn't see why Antis let that map get in. If that's how he feels about it. Starkiller does not agree with this decision. Alrighty, where were we? So we'll be casting Starkiller versus Vindicta next. And that should be in just a moment. Now, this is also a best of one, and whoever wins between Starkiller and Vindicta is guaranteed part of the prize pool. I don't recall how much of the prize pool they're guaranteed, but it's there somewhere. Trying to read this from my phone is difficult, and my computer doesn't like to load challenge half the time. It derps when I try to do that. Okay, so they're guaranteed at least $25. Whoever wins this between Starkiller and Vindicta. Hey? Oh no. Wait. Starkiller is in the game, but Vindicta is not. How can this be? I am confuzzled. Did they forget me? What happened here? But Vindicta's not in game. What is happening? It says he's been in game for 2 hours. What? It is lying to me. I don't know. I just don't know. Now it says he's not in game, but it... Okay, well, this will get sorted one way or another. I am confuzzled, though. Okay, they're still doing vetoes. It's just lying to me. It hasn't... I think it hasn't registered that Starkiller left the previous game. That's my thought anyway. I don't know. Man. Alright, so one of them will send me an invite soonish. Whenever that is. Once they're done with vetoes and they decide who makes the party. I imagine it will be Central because Starkiller is East and Vindicta is West. And then I imagine it won't be Triton since Starkiller doesn't like that map. I don't think it will be Sleepers either. But it might. Let's see. What are the maps? What is a fair map? What will neither of them veto? I don't play Terran or Zerg, so this is kind of hard. Maybe. I haven't the fuzziest idea what we'll get through. Maybe Ephemeron, just because not many people dislike it. Okay, it is Ephemeron. Alrighty. Yeah, it's not a weird map. It's largely what it comes down to. There's a lot of weird maps this season. Like Nightshade, like where do you take the third? There's tank positions on both of them. And it's very short. It's an incredibly short map. And then Simulacrum is okay, but it's rather linear. So some people don't like that. And then Sleepers everyone complains about. Anyhow, loading in. Starkiller was watching the previous game, so I imagine he will have something in mind to stop a potential two-prong assault like that. Perhaps better queen positioning, perhaps faster roaches. Knowing Starkiller, he does like to do those quick roach things. Anyway, spawning in the bottom right as the Blue Zerg, it is Starkiller! And in the upper left as the Red Terran, it is Vindicta. Alright, we are seeing a 15 pool? Or 15 hatch? Or what is this? Starkiller, what are you doing?
Game paused.
I think he done goofed. Oh no. He has 400 ping. That would explain why this feels strange. Oh my goodness. Why are we getting so much lag? Vindicta. Why, Vindicta, why? Oh man. I was wondering why it seemed so strange what he was opening. Like, even for him it's strange. But if he's experiencing ping, maybe there was a misclick, or I don't even know. I mean, that is enough ping to throw off a build. Okay. Looks like we're going to have Starkiller relog. Perhaps this is related to why it was lying to me earlier about Starkiller's status. Perhaps it just doesn't accept Starkiller anymore. The battle, or the BattleNet client has said Starkiller is a figment of our imagination, and yeah, I don't know. I'm trying, people. Anyway. Where are we? Vindicta, or rather Starkiller is back, and I think they will remake the lobby. It's within the first 2 minutes and no real interaction occurred. So, this should be, better. Take 2. Alrighty. Ephemeron, WCS Gameheart, ZVT, everyone's favorite matchup, even the people that don't play Zerg or Terran. So yeah, It should be it should be interesting. Spawning in the bottom right as the blue Zerg, it is Starkiller. And in the upper left as the red Terran, it is Vindicta. Mac things. Oh no. Oh no. This is a best of one. Alright, so we are going to see that quick pool. I think it's a 15 pool. I wasn't paying the closest of attention. But, there should be some fast pressure coming out of Starkiller. We'll see exactly where he wants to take it. And SCV is going to scout all of this. It's only one gas. We'll see if he gets a Roach Warren or if he just gets Ling speed. This feels like a Roach Warren. Yeah, okay. So, gonna open with the Ravager pressure. His Overlord should be able to provide high ground vision. For now, it's just going to perch over here. And the Reaper is going to go out. I think he wants to get a confirmation on whether it is... Or just to like see the roaches, I guess. Maybe cause some harass. Stall the roaches wherever possible. I don't know. He's gonna get in, and the queen is out, but he sees the Warren, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so he sees the completed Warren. He has full confirmation of what's coming. He's gonna get a bunker on the low ground. Okay. This feels slightly, oh, loses an SCV. Nice tag. And gets the next SCV on the bunker. This is a little bit annoying as, that's gonna be stalled, but he has time to complete this one and maybe even get the second one up. His CC is still on the high ground. He's producing a tank. Oh, I see. So if he gets his tank here and then fills these bunkers, then there's not really gonna be a position for the Overlord, as it will have to go all the way around in order to spot for this. Nice Biles going to try to get the SCV, but it does move out of the way. And Marines have filled the bunkers and gonna dodge and repair. Okay, tank can now actually come to the low ground as both bunkers are filled. And when he has another Overlord here, so I guess it was smart of him to move the tank. And he's gonna work on the high ground supply depot as well as the reactor. Tank is moving over. It has to be careful, but he does lose the supply depot all the same, and the reactor is burning. The 3 Ravagers are damaged, but they're still here, and it's just 3 Ravagers. It's a different kind of pressure build. He can definitely macro out of this. Reality. Your favorite matchup is PvP. Yeah, okay. Spire gonna be the transition of choice. I think this is relatively common for the 3 Ravager pressure. And the 3rd is going down now. Behind this, there's gonna be Banshees coming out. Probably with Cloak as well. Spore Crawlers are already going down though, so the Mutas should be in a pretty decent position. We are actually going to get double Starport, so this could be a... Well, no, he's going for he's putting on the reactor, so I'm not sure what he wants with this. Oh, does he just smell mutas because of the opener? Maybe. Anyway, this Banshee's gonna put on some pressure. It doesn't have Cloak or anything like that, so once the mutas are out, he'll be able to deal with this. And he even has the Overseer as well for insurance, but it's not really necessary. It's a good safety precaution. Gets the Banshee, and will now be able to saturate his 3rd. He's gonna get another Roach Warren. I guess he wants to start Glial Reconstitution and okay. Well, 4 Vikings are out. 6 are gonna be out behind that. I don't feel like he needs more than that, as Muta production has stopped. Did he forget he has a Roach Warren? I don't know. This feels strange. Oh, he misclicked. Okay. He heard me! Anyway, 4th is starting for Starkiller. The 3rd has not landed on location yet for Vindicta, but it is in orbital now, so this is okay. And the Vikings are actually going to clean up all the mutas. So, this is some Sky Terran we're seeing out of Vindicta, and it's going to be very obnoxious. The Vikings can go land and cancel the 4th or kill the 4th. And without the mutas there, they should be able to fly away with relative ease. As Starkiller is going back into Roach Rav, he's gonna again be low on the air defense, and he can't really produce more mutas as the Viking count is quite high. So with the Viking tank, it's a little bit like TVT in some senses, but no, this is huge. There's Banshee support with this too, and Liberators. So this fleet is not going to be challenged for some time, and I'm not too sure how Starkiller is supposed to navigate from here. Banshees now have Cloak, so interesting that he decided to get it after the fact. And I mean, what's supposed to contest this, Queens? I guess. He can't really send his mutas to this, as the Vikings are here. Okay, he has Hydras, I see. So, Hydras can start to work on this. Okay, deciding to pull back. I don't know if the Hydra count was... If he had sieged his Liberators? I guess he only had 2 of them. It's hard to judge these cases. Yeah, with the Hydras and the Ravagers, I think retreating is definitely correct. Sensor Tower going up, and he's really respecting the threat of this Roach Ravager Hydra force. Sensor tower is... oh my. This is actually very scary. The tank line is not deep enough to deal with all of this if Starkiller were to die, but the bunkers are there to support, and the bunkers actually represent a lot. But the third is exposed. It isn't really protected by the tank positioning, and it will have to float at least back in some ways. The Vikings have landed, and I do kind of feel he overmade Vikings actually, as the mutas weren't very high in count, and well, now he's okay. He's trapped everything here. He's going to clean up everything at the cost of some of his tanks, I think, maybe? Well, ow, okay. Vindicta holds, but this was expensive. It was expensive on both sides. He did lose a ton of SCVs. I don't know where he... oh, he has a battle cruiser. I'm like, how is he killing drones? Okay. Interesting. I must have missed the fusion core. Wasn't watching the production tab. Yamato is underway. And this battle cruiser is starting to get low on health. It can just sit here though, as there's no flying units presently for our Blue Zerg. Another battle cruiser is out, and I kind of feel that this makes sense. He's already gotten pretty high up in the Sky Terran memes with the Banshees and the Vikings and the Liberators. Why not get battle cruisers, right? Alrighty. Just picking off some Overseers, or Overlords. Blinks his Banshee, or Banshee. Oh my goodness, if Banshees could blink. His BC back home. He did get the cancel here. On the 5th, scans the main, sees that Hive is morphing, and that there is an infestation pit, which he would have been able to infer anyway if he had seen the Hive. And we do have a planetary at the 4th. Gonna buy time for the tanks to come over. One tank is going to fall to the Hydras, but with the coverage of the battlecruiser and the additional tank and marines coming over, he'll be more than fine at this location. 5th base is taken in the corner for Starkiller, and the Hydra count is getting high. I do feel this is correct. I'm just not sure where he goes after the Hydras. Perhaps he's wanting Vipers, and that's why he's opening up Hive Tech. Still getting some damage with this battlecruiser, but it is getting quite wounded, and is likely to fall, as I do not believe it has a tactical jump online. Alrighty, there it goes. And a 5th base is landing for Vindicta as well. I think this Banshee has speed. It is moving quite fast. Okay, well with the Hydras here, they will put an end to that. More battle cruisers are on the way. Hellions are on the way. 3-2 is fast approaching for Starkiller, and he is distance mining his establishing 6th. Vipers are out now, and Hydras are working on the rocks. They're instead going to have to turn around for a surround. This is a massive arc. With the Vipers here, he can perhaps Blinding Cloud the planetary. Okay, nice scan. I think he's decided that the information from Vindicta is not worth, or the fact that Vindicta knows it makes it not worth engaging, and is circling around thinking about a different path of attack, but finding the Hellions, he's gonna go back up this ramp, and he has some roaches here now, but the tank line has encroached on the other ramp, so he can't really get the same arc that he was going for before. Now the Hellions are going to push forward, and with the blue flame, they're going to get a lot of drones here. Fortunately, 13 drones at the 15-minute mark is not as bad, but there was something here. I don't know what it was. I imagine a battlecruiser, but I cannot confirm. That's not what I wanted. All in all, Vindicta has been trading more efficiently, but he is down a base, technically. Worker count is still in Vindicta's favor, so given that he also has mules, he does have comparable, if not better, economy. We are seeing a Doom drop being set up from Starkiller. Gonna try a multi-prong with his main force engaging somewheres over here perhaps, or defending, and the drop probably going to the natural. Vipers are out and they're sharking around, but this is kind of scary. This push definitely has to be respected. I think he's just going to concede his base there as he drops into the natural. The battlecruisers are forced to blink home to help defend, and I think Starkiller wanted to attack a base here, as he can't really go here, but this is getting cleaned up, and the main force from Vindicta is pushing forward. I think Starkiller is in a lot of trouble. This mech force has started rolling across the map, and it doesn't look like it's going to be stopped anytime soon. He's going to actually take the base there. Feels a little bit desperate. And battlecruiser is coming back over here. This is probably... the Hydras are enough, yeah. So that will get defended, but how do you stop this? Oh, actually, this is with he's caught him unsieged, and the blinding cloud does inhibit the tanks. So now with the tanks and the Thor removed, his Hydras can handle the Hellbats. So after losing a base and a vast number of drones, he does stop that army. Vikings are probably going to land to kill this, but he loses this base. That was not a cancel, and there's still a lot of mech army here for Vindicta. He's replenished this adequately. Is that a blinding cloud on? Oh, it was on the Vikings. I see. Okay. That was expensive for Vindicta to lose all of that, but the Starkiller has still lost more. Like, it was a massive army, but like, it wasn't his whole army from Vindicta. And he still has his... Did he make ultras? I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like when you're playing against mechs, ultras is... I feel like it's like making ultras against immortals. I'm not sure. I guess this means he wants to push. And I guess that helps him tank for the Hydras. But where does he go with this? He can't really get up this ramp. There's a pretty good arc of tanks. He can't push... Okay, maybe he can push in here. If he goes like now. But he doesn't know that. He's gonna go over here. And with the Blinding Cloud, he does actually eat the tank line. Getting behind the Planetary, Vindicta is making work... Or, Starkiller is making work of Vindicta's defenses, but the Planetary is actually going to get rid of these Ultras, and now he's kind of in a awkward position. Oh, okay, well he got the tank line that was setting up. Battlecruiser is going to Yamato the Viking, but it will die to the Hydras. And this is definitely respectable damage, but it's not actually killing the economy. So is this worth? I don't know. He definitely needs to do something. I just don't know if this counts as something. More Hydras are trickling in, and he's backing out now. That did even the resources lost a little bit. So the trade was in his favor. We still have this battlecruiser threatening this upper base for Starkiller. Starkiller is having a hard time establishing himself. He is going to retake both of these bases. But there is a battlecruiser here. So he will have to clear that if he does intend to catch that one. I don't know what happened to that drone. Perhaps it was intercepted by these Hellions. And... yeah. Well... these Hellions are cleaned up. These Hellions are gonna find a mineral line, gonna find themselves some more drones. Hydra checking. Have some more sensor towers popping up for Vindicta, and that's gonna help him gain some response time as the mech army is generally slower. I say generally as the Hellions are still fairly mobile, and he did have Speed Banshees earlier, so if he decides to make those again, they can get around quite fast as well. But given the Hydra count, I doubt that will happen. Okay, this tank forces... oh my. Oh my. I mean, this is a lot of tanks. I mean, he doesn't even need to siege them. There is just so much DPS. Alright, Vindicta is going to take this game. And he will advance to the prize stages of this tournament. Well done, well done. Okay, let me see what the bracket looks like. Okay, it looks like Vindicta will be playing the Zerg Lord, so we're probably going to hop into that. I feel like I had a much better sense of where Starkiller was trying to go at the start of the game, and then once we left the Muta stage and got into Hydras, and Vindicta was able to secure his third base, his direction of mech started to make a lot of sense. Like, the Zerg has to go into ground army behind the Mutas. So, like, he holds his natural so that he's not economically stalled by getting the 2 bunkers on the low ground. Then he defends the mutas. Arguably, he made more Vikings than he needed, but it wasn't the end of the world. He was able to utilize them. And, I mean, that's speaking from perfect map vision, right? We knew that he was only making, like, I don't know, 9 mutas or so. So, like, but if it had been 20 mutas, he would definitely need all those Vikings. And then we would definitely say that they paid for themselves. As it was, he was still able to use the Vikings to support his tanks and help trap the Hydras as they went into the third. He lost some SCVs for that, but he was still in a pretty comfortable position, having cleaned up all the Hydras with the tanks and with the Hellion production starting. And then from there, like, he just held on to his position so well that even with Vipers coming out, it was difficult for Starkiller to break him. He did have a very nice push towards the end with the Hellions and the Hydras and the Vipers, but he couldn't really convert that into anything, I think. I didn't introduce the players? Are you sure? I could have sworn I introduced the players. You had no idea who was playing the whole time? My goodness, Reality, do you even read? Or are you an illiterate, brain-dead toss? like the salt mine says. Alright, looks like it's gonna be Ephemeron again. Both players are ready, and we should be underway. Alright, Reality. We will make sure we do intros. I could have sworn we did intros, but maybe I introed on the game that wasn't actually played, and then I didn't intro on the real game. Because there was that whole relog thing. In any case, spawning in the upper left as the Red Terran, playing the mech. Previous series, previous game. It is Vindicta. In the bottom right as the Blue Zerg. It is the Zerg Lord from our LATAM division. A more standard opener coming out of the Zerg Lord, so I expect something similar from Vindicta. More standard. Not gonna have to make adjustments like an extra bunker. Actually, he may not even get a bunker. My goodness, my phone is going off. Alright, there's the hatch. And we should see a gas and a pool momentarily. Ah, okay. That's fair. Okay, reality. That's believable, at least. SCV Scout, I think? Where is this going? Yeah, I think it's scouting. Why can I not see the rally? In any case. I mean, the only other thing he could be doing with it is proxying a starport, I suppose. Well, actually, he doesn't even have a factory. The timing is completely wrong for that. So it has to be a deny on the 3rd. Well, an attempt at. Just gonna send it home. Reaper is out. It's gonna be annoying. But, shouldn't get any drone kills. Just maybe a Ling. Maybe. Alright, Queen is going to secure the natural. Oh, is this... I think this is still best of 1. Yes. 111 coming out again from Vindicta. We'll see where he takes it after the fact. And Zerglord... just playing standard so far. Ling speed is almost done, no tech selected, no Evo chambers. I think it's... we're still a little bit early. Yeah, he still is in the droning phase. It's not even 4 minutes yet. Alright. Should see something soonish. Stim is on the way for Vindicta, so indicative of bio. And there's the Baneling Nest, so Lingbane mid-game. Perhaps he'll get Hydras, so... fairly standard play from Zerglord. Healthy Queen Count is going to help defend the Hellions, and I think he's going to want these Lings to help zone as well. Alrighty, we're gonna see this Liberator siege the 3rd most likely, as the Hellions try to run in. They're gonna show themselves first because of the creep, and with the Banelings here, he has to be careful. Loses... well, some Hellions, but the Queens are going to defend the Liberator, and the Zerglord should be okay. This is not any crippling damage. Loses 3 Hellions plus the Liberator, so I think the Zerglord feels pretty comfortable right now. I think this wanted to get some damage. Like, he did make... what is that? 7 or 8 Hellions. But, it's okay. It's not like he made 10 or 12, so... He stopped at 8. Maybe he can get... oh no. It would have been nice to deny the 4th. I think he definitely wanted some purchase with his Hellions. He might still get a cancel. I don't think the Zerglord has the means to... yeah. Okay. So that's something for his trouble. But he's gonna lose the... Oh, nice grenade. That's something. Loses a Hellion in all that. But the threat of the Hellions is still there. Not that he's actually going to use it for anything right now. But perhaps they will swing around later when he's in the middle of some multi-prong and find some damage that way. We are gonna have 12 Marines drop towards this 4th, but the Zerg is well positioned for this, so I don't think he's going to be able to get much more than these queens. This is some nice damage though. Getting 2 or 3 queens for basically free. And backing right back out. His 3rd is also established now. As he's pressuring this location, the Zerg can't, or doesn't feel comfortable counterattacking. And nice Baneling target fire. He's going to get all the Banelings, get out, and only loses like 2 Marines. So very nicely done. Bringing 4 mines or so, and another medevac's worth of Marines. He's going to start to deal with this creep and get a deny on the 5th base. So the Zerg Lord is starting to lose territory, and I think that's a lot of what this stage of the game is about before we see some real pushes materialize from Vindicta. One mine is going to take out one SCV, but it opens up this poke, sort of, not really. I think the Ling mostly confirmed that the army wasn't there, so he was able to reposition in time. This 5th base is cancelled again. Very nicely done. And Vindicta is going to have to get out. He loses his mines that are on the top side, but they traded admirably. Okay. Hellions are coming back into this. Just gonna take some pot shots at the Lings as they're regrouping. And with the mines here, the Ling Bane is gonna have to be careful on how it engages. Hydras are in the fray now though, so that's gonna represent some more DPS, some anti-air, and Vindicta can't stay here. He has to retreat. He loses most of this ground army. He does, however, save his medevacs, which is probably the most important thing of that army. Will have longevity throughout the course of the game. Ling counterattack is setting up for the 5th base and is likely to get some damage, at least. Good reaction from Vindicta, gonna pull away his workers. And he's actually getting into the 3rd even. But the reinforcements are here, and they're going to be able to clean this up. Meanwhile, there is a push coming out of his base. 20 SCVs do go down for Vindicta while this push is happening. He's regrouping. I guess he didn't want to stay on creep while he was looking away. And leaving his tank in there, he's gonna poke at the 4th again. And he's actually gonna get it. He has enough Marines here. That's worth enough DPS. I think he wanted to back up, but okay. That could have been disastrous if he had flown his medevacs over the Hydras. Alrighty. there are lurkers in play now, so this gets a lot more like TVT, in that they both have siege units that will be jockeying for position, as well as more mobile infantry type that will have to cover those said siege units. We're going to see a drop though at the natural, and this is a nice position, even with the mines gonna trade well. Coming back to the 5th, he's gonna find himself some drones, as the drop swings over to, I guess, a 6th base. Gonna get a cancel there. And there's even some Marines pressuring the 4th again. But, to no avail. Alright, extending on creep with what was a drop. Looking for some damage. Ling counterattack is headed for the natural and the 3rd. There's a Thor and some tanks, mines. Can still find some SCVs. Drone damage was done somewhere. I'm not sure where. There's just a lot going on now. Drop headed for the 4th. Retreat from this position. And coming back into the 4th, this drop is going to find a queen and a pair of drones. Thor and tank marauders all going to start moving up. I'm not sure what the purpose of the Thor is, to be quite honest. I guess it's an anchor of sorts. More mobile tank. I'm not really sure what role it plays against Sling Hydra. I guess it has a lot more range than a lot of the units in the Zerg composition, I suppose. But in any case, it does represent a lot of DPS. Perhaps it's just anti-muta Thor, but we seem a long way from mutas. Gonna get this 4th base and move out of here. Loses his tanks, but wow, this is a nice catch on these lurkers. But I don't know if he can stay here. It's a little bit much from the Zerg. He is going to lose most of the ground forces. I don't know if he lost the Thor. There are lurkers burrowing again in the grass. And that is in range of the tank. That is annoying. Gonna pick up and looking to drop. Oh, wow, this is a nice maneuver. Getting on top of everything before it can take a proper fight. This base is gonna be lost again, and Vindicta will advance! Vindicta takes a while to ramp up his skill. He needs to warm up the engine before hitting the gas. It is early for him on the first series. 11 o'clock if he's a night owl is like you just got out of bed type of thing. Alrighty, let me take a look at the bracket again. Looks like Vindicta versus Cuddle Bear is next. I mean, I assume the mainstream is covering Estrella versus Asuna. Art lost to who? How did he get knocked to the loser's bracket? He lost to Asuna. Huh. Wow, Asuna must be doing well today then. Who did Asuna go through? He went through... So he's currently down a game versus Estrella, which is not... I mean, Estrella is good. Especially at PvP. But he won 2-1 against the Zerglord. He won 2-1 against Art. And won against Paco Mike as well. So Asuna is definitely doing well today. I believe Vindicta versus Cuddlebear will be our next and probably last match that we'll be casting. I think the mainstream will cast the loser of Estrella and Asuna versus the winner of Vindicta versus Cuddlebear. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that is the game plan. So, this is also a best of one. Oh. Where is Cuddles? Oh, there he is. Okay. Cool. They're doing vetoes. I have no prediction for TVT maps. It's like, it's a mirror matchup, and then I don't know whose TVT is better. I want to say Vindicta struggled in TVT for a little bit, because he initially got really good off of Ghost Play, and that's not very relevant to this matchup. But his mech is also very strong, and that is relevant to TVT, so I'm not so sure. As for Cuddlebear, he feels more standard Terran. So it's harder to gauge where his strengths and weaknesses lie in a mirror matchup in particular. Like, what does that even mean? I guess check his MMR. Oh man. But, I mean, I don't know. In any case, we should be underway shortly. Okay, Simulacrum. I think Simulacrum for TVT says that this shouldn't be a quick game. At least... Alright, Cuddle is excited that I am casting. That's always good. Dreams can come true. Oh man. Alrighty. So, we'll be getting into this TVT on Simulacrum. Like I said, anticipate it will be slightly longer, as it's a pretty defensible map. Like, yes, there's always the possibility someone goes Proxies, Reapers, or something, but I don't think that's happening here. Anyhow, spawning in the upper left as the red Terran is the one, the only. Hey? Oh. No! Rotate! Vindicta! Oh gosh. And in the bottom right as the green Terran, filling out the other half of the Christmas color combo. It is Cuddle Bear. Alrighty. Standard openers, no proxies. Gas first from Vindicta, whereas I think this was Barracks gas for Cuddle. I think. I'm not entirely certain. It might have also been gas first. Maybe. Oh. What have we here? In any case, it's going to be a 2 racks out of Cuddle Bear. This is really defensive way to deal with like Proxy Reaper or something in that vein. But this double gas is like tech based. Like I imagine he might not drop his third until after his star, or his natural until after his starport, perhaps. So I think Vindicta is looking to put on aggression. I just don't think it's aggression that lines up as something that the 2 racks from Cuddle Bear is going to punish per se. Cuddle is essentially doing times opener against Maru, from the looks of it. I'm not an expert on TVT, but that's what it most reminds me of. I think we'll see a starport soon. Well, it looks like he wants to take his CC now, so just a factory expand? Well, with the Reapers here, he's gonna be delayed there. I don't see a starport on the production yet. Okay, now he's gonna be able to get his low ground CC. And there's the starport. Still on the 2 racks. Cuddle is behind on the tech progression, and so there might be an opening for Vindicta to push with tanks and perhaps some Viking support. As these Reapers are not going to be able to find much purchase anymore, as there is a Hellion out for Vindicta, and the supply depot is there to spot for the alternate entry to the base. Reaper's taking the defensive position on the cliff, and the bunker is half full. Starport is starting now for Cuddle Bear. And Vindicta is getting his tanks, he's getting his medevac. And he's gonna pick up and move out. Switching his starport with the reactor, gonna start that Viking production most likely, and we'll see where he goes with this. The Reapers are going to try and intercept this a little bit. Nice Grenade is going to make this slightly more work for Vindicta. Gonna maneuver onto the high ground. gonna get the supply depot at the very least. This is a obnoxious position that Vindicta has found himself in. He might be able to supply, or he has supply block Cuddle Bear, I should say. This is really annoying for such a small set of units, but the tank represents so much power, and until that Raven comes out, he's not going to be able to dislodge this very easily. If at all. Like, he needs to be able to disable the tank in order to dive on the rest of the units. Okay. Vindicta now has 2 Vikings here, so he has even more control. The second tank is going to move up. This bunker is under threat, and wow, are you really going to the main with this? Okay, interesting. This tank is exposed, but the high ground is secure now, and Cuddle is... he can't control the ramp. Okay, Interference Matrix does go down on the tank. This is huge. This is the opening, and Cuddle Bear needs to seize it, or else Vindicta will run away with this game. The tank does go down, but the Vikings have landed, and another tank is going to siege the low ground. Dropping onto the tank, Vindicta is going to dislodge the defensive hold from Cuddle Bear, and I mean, this isn't a lot of units, but it's the right units. He has the tank, he has the Viking, he has the medevac. Okay, well, he doesn't have the Viking anymore, but another tank is moving up, and I don't see this bunker holding. 15 SCVs have fallen thus far for Cuddle Bear. The Vikings are going to land again. There is a tank out for Cuddle Bear on the high ground, in fact, as he gave away this position. But with the drop from the medevac, he's going to dislodge that tank. Okay, actually, Cuddle may have stabilized. By getting the medevac, he removes the mobility from Vindicta, and he has the tools to clean up at home, and he's gonna take his third base. The game calms down a little bit, but Vindicta is still in a very comfortable position. He's up some 10 supply about, and he's traded far more effectively than his green counterpart. So I suppose Christmas has a red theme thus far. We are going to see the Viking from Cuddle Bear truck around, gonna try to get some SCV kills, wanting to even the worker count a little bit, but the tank and the Marines are going to take care of that before any real damage is done. It does open up a push path for these 2 tanks and handful of Marines, but it wasn't timed out quite in time, as Vindicta does rotate back to the third, and he's even going to pick up and bomb the tank line with his Marines, not quite finding what he was looking for, and his medevac is quite injured. So Cuddle keeps his position. He doesn't have a lot of Marines here, so he either needs reinforcements or he will have to leave soon. Okay, well, I guess he can also stay and lose most of this. That is also an option, technically, I suppose. It is something you can do. Okay. Incomplete information is most of the game of StarCraft. Another factory is going up for Vindicta. Cuddle has also secured his own third. Saturation is not there yet, as he was trailing in workers. He's gonna look for the army of Vindicta, trying to catch it unsieged. Does force the tank line back, but with the high ground, Vindicta is going to be just fine camping here for a moment. Cuddle Bear circling around to the other side. He's looking for something. I just don't think Vindicta is going to give him anything. Tank count is 1 in favor of our Red Terran. Marines are pretty even, and it's a standoff. Another force from Vindicta is going to come over the top, and that could pressure either the tank here or circle into the natural. I think it's headed for the natural, yeah. He's gonna threaten the reinforcement. So, by pinning this, he might... Oh my. Okay, he's not being able to get that. He's just gonna doom drop with this force. And this is very nice for Vindicta, actually. So the question now becomes, can Cuddle reposition and retake his main quickly? This is still some investment from Vindicta, and he's actually... I don't know. Okay, he'll clean up now. Now that he ate the Marines, he can get the tanks. He loses 5 SCVs in the process of all that, but that's not what I wanted. I don't know. I mean, Cuddle Bear is surviving, but I feel like Vindicta has been in a very strong position for the duration of this game. I can't... Oh, this is a nice preemptive repositioning from Cuddle Bear, but the counter scan and from Vindicta tells him that he should just move forward instead of doom dropping. So I think Cuddle was anticipating the doom drop and beat him to it, but with Vindicta's scan he knew that he should just push forward instead of investing into another doom drop. Moving just his Marines over, he's going to deter the idea of a drop and take the other position for a third base. Meanwhile, Vindicta is on 4 bases, and he cannot come up this choke. This is way too narrow, so he's going to work on the rocks. Perhaps with more pathing for his Marines, he can consider advancing on this location, but instead he's going to circle over to the top ramp, and he does find entry there. Gonna dislodge Cuddle Bear again this way, and Cuddle does have a 4th base. It's going to go to the what was the location of the 3rd, and this base is just gonna have to chill for a little bit. We do have a little bit of a fight on this southwest corner, but there are no tanks with this, so Cuddle is going to retreat immediately. Meanwhile, Vindicta is approaching from the top, and with the Liberators here, he is looking to close this game. This is a very powerful composition, and he's going to get rid of everything Cuddle has, and Vindicta will advance. Well played, well played. I am pretty sure that will conclude this stream. I am pretty sure that the next game between Vindicta and whoever else will be covered by the main stream. But let me confirm that. Yeah, I think I think a lot of this game was Cuddle Bear prepared for proxy racks. Vindicta did not proxy racks and went for a tech advantage. Then he pushed his tech advantage really well with that tank positioning. I had no idea you could do that on this map. And yeah, he just never let go of his lead. Cuddle had some really nice defenses at points, but Vindicta just maintained his the value of his tanks throughout. And yeah, that will conclude this series, this stream. The tournament is not done, however, so go to the main stream. Swagger is drinking eggnog for every $2, I believe. So you can torture him with your money. Anyway, have a good one, y'all. Merry Christmas.